Good morning. I'm forecaster Jimmy O'Neill from the KMET Weather Center. For the Beaumont and Banning area, daytime hours, sunshine dominates. Highs are in the upper 50s. The daytime hours in the IE area, sunshine, highs in the lower 60s. The afternoon hours in the Coachella Valley, sunshine dominates. Highs are in the mid to upper 60s. I'm forecaster Jimmy O'Neill for Smart Talk 1490 KMET.
That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio KMET 1490 AM. We got a lot of things going on today. We got Jess over there doing some things. Evidently, he's got some updates about what happened yesterday. A lot of people were upset, by the way. I wasn't the only one about the whole. It seems like almost like it's like a Snyder against Snyder thing. So I think a lot of people are going to be like, "What?" But I don't know. I mean, I have hope. Gunn usually has good ideas. He does things pretty good, so I'm going to wait. I'm still upset how he went about it. I don't know what he's going to do with Cavill, and I can't be like happy when you see like like something out, which was really good, called, The Rock as Black Adam. But anyway, Jess, what's the update, Jess?
Oh, yes. One small update is you don't really have to worry too long for Henry Cavill to find some work because it looks like he may have already found some.
That makes sense. People always look at him for things, and now his schedule's freed up, so he could be like, all right, I'm open. And then they're like, what did he get?
He's working with, it says that he's trying to get up and running a Warhammer series for Amazon.
Really?
Yes, and he loves Warhammer. He does the miniature, he paints them all. And
What? Whoa. He would play Magic Man with us. You know why? In Pasadena, we got to invite him. In Pasadena, that's what they play, right? Like, okay, for those of you that don't know, Jess is going to be there on Sunday. You should come out. And I'm not sure. It depends on the schedule because I got a voiceover that I got to record really quick. But, if he plays Warhammer, does anyone know what Warhammer is? Do you guys know? How would you describe it, Jess?
Oh, I know very little about Warhammer, but think Warcraft, or if you're familiar with that series, but expanded so much more.
Yeah.
It's a crazy series. I'm surprised he didn't know about that. He's a huge nerd.
No, I didn't know. Where does he play? I've never seen him play.
He right now I think he said that he played, I can't remember what game he plays, but yeah, he's a huge PC gamer.
Okay, he's a gamer. That's different than the actual game that I'm thinking, which Warhammer.
No, he does that too.
He does that too?
Like what was it? There was a story he said during he almost missed his Superman what do you call those interviews? Auditions? Yeah, auditions. He almost missed his audition because he was playing World of Warcraft. He was raiding.
I'm telling you, man, he's awesome, dude. We gotta have him in Pasadena. We gotta have him at Odyssey. You know what? Do we know his? We don't know his publicist. Can we get him? Okay, we're gonna tweet him or something. Here he is. Okay, and that's in essence Warhammer, but there is a board version of it. And if your kid knows it, tell them Super knows Warhammer, and your kid's gonna be like, "I told you it was awesome." Because it actually is. It's something I actually told a couple people. And I said, you know what? I have a picture of him with a kid at a comic store with Warhammer. And you could paint these. If you've ever seen these, I'm not going to lie. I remember seeing it at a mall. And I'm like, what is this about? I don't know what this is about. But evidently he really likes it. I wonder who's into it. Because, I mean, okay, it's in essence, not going to lie. And I think, Jess, you might agree with me. Some would say that's a nerd thing, right? Tell me I'm wrong.
Oh no, it is like I walked in on some people playing Warhammer, and I thought they had a Bible. It was one of their books that has all like the setups and stuff like that, and I'm just like, my mind was just in awe.
But look at this. Do you think this kid who obviously played Warhammer at a comic store or it's like miniatures where you paint them and you could get them ready, or sometimes they come made. Some people just have fun just painting them. And they're figurines, and you take like a book and you have certain attack, you roll a die, you take turns, and then you attack each other. And honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I think they have a better way of doing it. But anyway, they have a way of like you get like a stick, and then you go, okay, I can go so far and I can attack you with this, this, and this, and this, and you have a whole army. So in essence, dude, he went like every like person who loves this game is gonna be like, he's awesome. So good job, Jess. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, there was a interview where he was saying one of the interviewers was asking him like, "What's the newest game that he's playing?" And he was like, "Oh, I'm playing Total War Warhammer 3." Okay, it's a strategy game.
Okay.
So the guy was like, "Oh, so you spend like what 2-3 hours a day on it?" And he was like, he put his head down. He's like, "Yeah, I know more." So he
Dude,
was
he's
just like,
awesome.
right? I'm just like, he was like, "Yeah, sometimes I spend like 6 to 8 hours on it," and I'm just like, "What? Oh my Henry Cavill, oh my God, you're so awesome!" But you'd be surprised at some of the actors that play these games.
Okay, you know what? Bring him to Pasadena. I have a way of getting like I already talked to the owner, and in essence, the owner was like, "Dude, like it's not hard. Like all we have to do is just like get some cameras. We put like what we do with what this." I already talked to a couple people. I said, "Dude, we got to do it because like Pasadena's right next to us, and my entertainment show. We just interview them for that, and then or we do like a tournament and we invite because they're all here, man." It's not like they have to fly cross country. We're kind of in a privileged position with that. So, anyone that loves Warhammer, I think this is great news for your kid, for you, because I've been seeing adults play, and sometimes they get their kids to play, and sometimes they don't, because I think they came in. When did that stuff come out? Like, especially the figurines.
Oh, you know what? I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know how long it's been around for. I remember walking into a store. I had no idea what it was about. It was called War something, and it was a war.
Yeah, that's how they started. I remember that, and they have like you could play out in the backyard, but they would do kind of official. This is kind of a set. Just if you know what I'm talking about, this is kind of like what we're saying. So if you have a kid and he likes this, just tell him Super loves Warhammer. I don't know if he loves this. We should be like, hey, have you played this way? I think he'd be kind of hooked because he's very smart. But it's one of those you got to know exactly what you're doing. You see it like from a bird's eye view. It's like chess, but it's not. And the figure like it could be an expensive hobby. I'm not gonna lie. I saw some guys do like the World War and they were like sergeant and lieutenant and like from like World War II, and they were playing with their own set, and they were like a vintage set. It wasn't Warhammer, but there's a bunch of different ones that you could play, and you could play in a yard. You could like it's good for the kids and it's good for their mind because it's strategy, right? I used to play a game called Stratego, and based on that. But this is like totally different, and they don't move. They just like they're there. But then you take a ruler, or you take a tape measure, and depending on how you roll, right, the dice, you go, okay, I advance these few here. I put these here. Okay, your turn. Then the other person goes, okay, well, I'm gonna block here, and I'm gonna set up here. So I'm gonna move over here, and then they kind of group up together, and then they try to like hurt your team. Sometimes they're aliens, sometimes there's others, and it's really smart. And I'm glad he admits he plays this, although he probably plays the game on video. But Warhammer's known for even the miniature version, and if you ever saw it or you come across it, check it out. Kids love it. He did. I think he does like the actual one because according to this, it says Henry Cavill. There's like a bunch of stories, probably in the past when he was like just on hiatus, where he excited fans by visiting Warhammer World. Oh, he has a connection, and they're like, "We love you, man."
I'm telling you, he's a super nerd. Like you don't even think about it, but he is, and it's pretty crazy.
Yeah,
But
I'm seeing people
it's
post.
like I remember, like it's kind of like Dungeons and Dragons, but just like a step above that.
It is. It is. It's actually, I'm not gonna lie, better because you have figurines, and some of these figurines, like you can actually make money on if you have time to paint them. Okay, I met a few people that like I just paint them and I sell them on eBay or what's that other one, Etsy or something, and I'm like, all right, that's cool.
Yes, Etsy. Because you know what, it takes a lot of people started because you know what they start with mediocre skills and then they advance their painting skills. It some of them are really good,
I,
and you might feel like you might get a knack for it.
if you see him get his signature, man, that movie, whether it's good or bad, the fact that he plays, I think a lot of people are gonna be like, okay, you're official. You're like, you know what I mean? A lot of people are not gonna know Warhammer, and then they'll see the movie. When does it come out? Does it say, or does it just say they're just at the beginning
No,
part?
no, no. He's trying to get it set up right now. He's like, I think he's set up for like executive producer, and he kind of wants to star in it. So right now we're probably like at least a year and a half to 2 years before we
Okay,
see something. But you never know how fast things move, especially with
you
like
don't,
Amazon.
you don't,
They start throwing down that Amazon money, they're gonna pop it out quick.
you don't, you don't. I love this because this is like, I tell any girl, I'm like, look, if you see, and women judge certain things based on who plays. Okay, they say don't judge me, right, Jess? You know what I'm talking about. But
There
but
was
but
a story about this girl. She was upset because her boyfriend would constantly disappear, so she would think he's cheating.
yeah.
He plays games like this. He was just too embarrassed to tell her.
Oh man, you know what? Good for him, and ha on her because she's like, he was like, what? I'm really just, if anything, he's just having fun, right? I've seen that. There are guys that go there and they go, I don't tell my woman. I go, why not? You should invite them. They go, no, no, no. And it's kind of like their time to just have fun, right? Oh, I can't bring up one of those like hard to bring up ones. Anyway, so there you go. Cavill plays Warhammer. He's happy for it. There you go. So good job, Cavill. And I told you, he, you know, A, like they really did him in, and B, this is kind of good for the Warhammer people because they go next level guaranteed. You know, it may happen like in a year or two, but there's a lot of people. If you go to Pasadena, check out Odyssey. Oh, wait, I was gonna say comic. It's not comic. This is a comic book store down the street. Odyssey. What's it called, Jess?
Odyssey Games.
Thank you. Yes, I introduced Jess to it, but I can't remember it. and so, but we got to get the show there. We got at least once or twice. You know, invite people like him out, and they'll be like, oh my god, that's awesome, and then they can do a signing. But yeah, it would help them out. All right. Well, anyway, that okay. Any other stories about like fun, Jess?
Let's see. Fun, fun, fun. If you have time, you can go watch Avatar. It needs 2 billion to break even. So
Yeah.
I,
Right.
I don't see how that's possible. But you know what? James Cameron can do a lot of things. So let's hopefully James Cameron can do what James Cameron does.
You know what? Here's the thing. Here's the thing. They broke the 1 billion mark, and they said it wasn't going to be done, and it was done. Okay, they kept the amount of money the same. I think Adam broke a barrier too. They said it wasn't going to be done, and it was done. Right. So I think if anything, people are just like, I'm not gonna lie, there's nothing to see. Okay, my mom was like going through Netflix, and there was like nothing that she hasn't already seen, and I'm like, let's watch something you haven't seen, which was Black Widow. And she's like, it's boring. I'm like, whatever. If there's a guy in it, I guarantee you like it. Anyway, so I guess what I'm saying is there's no like people are starving for good content. Is it good enough to watch like twice or three times? I don't know. I think they made a lot of money on the first one because A, it was 3D, right? And B, people were like, "Oh my god, this is the best thing." Which I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was great, like it was good, but it wasn't like, "Oh my god," like I had to see it again, again, again. Once was enough for me because that was like a 3 hour thing. I saw it more than once. Then there was a premiere for it for kids, you know, in certain districts over here in LA, in what they call underserved communities. I call communities that are forgotten. But in that way, it was fun again. But I'm like, okay, but it made a lot of money. So I think maybe at the way things are going with prices, people are gonna like. I would say go like, well, his stuff is really meant to be seen on some people do 3D good and some don't, and then some people get headache watching 3D. Are you one of those, Jess?
I can be. It depends on the colors.
Okay.
Like if there's too many like vibrant colors coming at me too quickly, yes, I can get. It'll make me sick.
Okay, that's so some I would say don't even just watch it in 2D. But if you want to watch it in 3D, watch it on like the big screen, probably IMAX, because he does like fill up every single, you know what I mean, and he makes it big. But I don't think it's like worth. I don't know. I'm gonna wait to see. I don't know when I'm gonna see it. I don't know if I'm gonna invite like maybe a friend to see it because I've been seeing a lot of like movies by myself. I don't know, but there you go. All right, people, we gotta take a quick break. Next, we have a premiere. It's a world premiere here on the show. We don't really do world premieres. I think we're gonna start doing some world premieres because We need some fun here. All right, so world premiere next. Maria Rubio with us next right here on The Morning Show. Stay tuned.
The door, in the car, off to work. The same old morning routine. Take a break and stop for hot coffee or a latte and a fresh homemade cinnamon roll or chocolate cream puff. Donut Delight on Highland Springs Road in Banning is a locally owned family business with a friendly staff and customers who are always glad to see you. Get your morning off to a great start at Donut Delight on the corner of Highland Springs Road and Ramsey Street right off the I-10 freeway. Serving the Pass area for 22 years. Donut Delight is open at 4:30 a.m. daily.
New teen driver in the family? Just bought your first home? Have a new bundle of joy? Every life change matters. And by reviewing your insurance policy with Little & Sons Insurance Services, you could be benefiting with big savings. Little & Sons Insurance Services, a family-owned insurance agency who values the old-fashioned way of doing business. They work for you, not an insurance company, meaning your best interests are at heart. They can custom tailor your policy based on specific needs at a price you can afford. Home, auto, or business, you're covered. Call 1-844-9-LITTLE. That's 1-844-9-LITTLE, or go online to little, the letter N, sons.com. That's littlensons.com.
Everybody loves to hear what Grandpa has to say because Grandpa speaks with wisdom. Here on KMET, 9 a.m. Be sure to listen.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state? Did you miss sending out a prior year tax return? The IRS is out to collect now more than ever, and they'll use any means necessary. They legally can and will garnish your wages, take your money, and even seize your property. If you're behind on your taxes, call the Tax Relief Hotline right now at 951-224-9000. That's 951-224-9000. 951-224-9000. You can legally get your tax debt under control, and in many cases, get the breathing room you need. Garnished wages, property seizures, bank levies can stop immediately, but you have to call. Many of our specialists are IRS enrolled agents. They know the system and how to make it work for you. Don't wait for the IRS to come down on you. Act now so you can get your tax debt under control. Call the Riverside office today for free info at 951-224-9000. That's 951-224-9000. 951-224-9000.
For all you truck and RV enthusiasts, Truckworks right here in Banning is your one-stop shop for the best diesel performance and overall truck and RV needs. Whether you're towing, racing, off-road, or just cruising around town, Truckworks specializes in truck and RV service, maintenance, repair, and performance upgrades for every light and medium-duty truck manufacturer. Bring it down to Terry and the guys at Truckworks. Call 951-922-4776 or visit their website at mydieseldown.com today.
That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET, 1490 AM. I can tell you it's not all the time I get to premiere a world event, but it's a world premiere right here, and I'm super excited. We got Maria Rubio with us. Good morning. Welcome to the show, Maria.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me. How are you?
I'm doing good. I always say you are doing great around the world. You're traveling. You're doing some pretty good stuff, and you have a song right now. We're actually premiering it. And it's called Eye in the Storm. I can tell right now it's going to be something in the dance places. They're going to be like, can we dance with that? People are going to request it. I'm going to send it to several of other people that I know in the biz of radio and TV. But Eye in the Storm, tell me, what's it about?
So it's basically for everyone who's going through something and they come out of it better than okay. Like, you know, when life gives you lemons, you make lemonades.
Even better. Okay, here it is. Maria Rubio, everyone. Eye of the Storm. Check it out.
I'm falling from the thunderclouds into your arms. Catch me, and you'll save me from the hurricane. It's more than I can stand. Eye of the storm, eye of the storm, eye of the storm. Standing beside you, you take me by the hand. I've never felt this way. To me, I'm falling from the thunderclouds into your arms. Catch me and you'll save without you. It's more than I can stand. The emptiness inside my heart is tearing me apart. Here you come, like a knight in shining armor. You saved me from the beast, cradle me in peace. I'm falling from the thunder clouds into your arms. Catch me and you'll save me from the hurricane. Deep in the eye of the storm, where you keep me safe and warm. Caught in the whirlpool, spinning in circles, rescue my heart from the eye of the storm. I'm falling from the thunderclouds into your arms. Catch me, and you'll save me from the hurricane. When I'm without you, it's more than I can stand. And here we go, in a never-ending fall. I hold on to you, you hold on to me. I'm falling from the thunderclouds into your arms. Catch me and you'll save me from the hurricane. Deep in the eye of the storm, where you keep me safe and warm. Caught in the whirlpool, spinning in circles, rescue my heart from the eye of the storm. From the thunderclouds into your arms. Catch me and you'll save me from the hurricane. Deep in the eye of the storm, where you keep me safe and warm. Caught in the whirlpool, spinning in circles, rescue my heart from the eye of the storm.
Maria Ruby, everyone. That's right. Eye of the Storm. I love how at the end you literally say Eye of the Storm. That's something you got to be careful of. Look, Maria, I can tell you right now, this is going to be a hit in their state. I'm so happy we have it here first. Thank you so much for bringing it to us. For those that want to go check it out right now and have it on repeat, where do they go?
It's on all of the platforms like Spotify, Apple Music, all of them. So yeah, thank you. I really, really, really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart that you're playing my song. Thank you so much. You're such a kind person, Aaron.
Well, we appreciate it. Thank you for bringing it to us. I know you have another one. We'll debut that one here as well. Thank you for choosing us here at ABC KMET to be one of the first to be able to play it. So you heard it here first. Eye of the Storm. Go check it out. Thank you, Maria.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.
All right, more right after this. Stay tuned.
Standard time is here. That means shorter days and cooler nights that make you want to stay inside. Don't get caught in the cold. Franklin Mechanical Systems can do a preventative maintenance check on your heating unit to get it working right. For cleaning, repair, or a new installation, call them for a free estimate. Franklin Mechanical Systems, for all your residential and commercial heating and air conditioning needs. Call their Beaumont office at 951-845-1000. That's 951-845-1000, and stay warm today.
The Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Banning is distinctively suited for your travel time out of the car. Off the road, you'll find a courteous, welcoming staff in spacious rooms with desks, flat-screen HD TVs, and comfortable furnishings. Enjoy the high-speed internet, and fitness center and pool. The Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Banning, conveniently located off the I-10 near golf, gaming, and entertainment. For reservations and information, call 951-572-5500. That's 951-572-5500, or go online at hiebanning.com.
Are you paying rent because you think you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you renting because you don't believe that you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? The Siegel Lending Team at ronismylender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel Lending Team today at ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com, license under NMLS 217037. ronismylender.com.
Football season is back, and every Monday night, the Two Coot Lounge at the Yamava Resort and Casino in San Manuel is where you need to be. Come cheer on your favorite team and become a Club Serrano member for your chance to win incredible prizes, drink specials, and be entertained by the 66ers dance team. It's the Monday night pigskin party at the Two Coot Lounge at the brand new Yamava Resort and Casino in San Manuel in Highland, California. Rep your team, and we'll see you there this Monday.
Tried shipping a package lately? It's amazing how difficult and time-consuming it can be. Packing, envelopes, boxes, second-day ground, next-day air, it's all enough to give you a headache. Next time, do yourself a favor, go with the pros at the UPS store in Beaumont. They'll pack it right and let you know all your shipping options. You can also take care of everyday tasks like copies, faxing, notary services, and live scan fingerprinting. And while you're there, pay your Edison, gas company, and Verizon bills. Open extended hours Monday through Saturday. The UPS store in Beaumont, located in the Oak Valley Plaza at 1440 Beaumont Avenue. Call 951-769-5956. That's 951-769-5956. Online at the upsstorolocal.com/5027 or Google 5027.
That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. We appreciate all of you. Thank you so very much. Marie Rubia, again, go check her out. I know she's touring. She's doing some great things. Let's see. Some of you are saying, yes, love it. Thank you, Judy, who's tuning in. Says, great job, Maria. And those of you on other social platforms, let us know how you like it. And definitely go get it on Spotify and or Apple and or anywhere you can get the music. I know she also has a YouTube channel that you can check out as well if you want to see that. But I always say support the artists. That way they can keep doing what they love, which is obviously, I mean, what she does really well. Jess, what's going on over there?
Oh my God. Okay, so the moment you said Spotify, I recalled the story. I was going to tell you I think last week I saved it and then I was just going to make fun of it. And it came back up in the news again. So do you remember R. Kelly?
Yeah.
Okay. So he's in prison, obviously.
Yeah, of course. Thank God. A lot of people were like, why did it take so long?
Exactly. So apparently, did you know he had an unauthorized album release?
Wait, what? Like, you mean no?
Yeah, so apparently somebody put up an album in his name, all that stuff. It's his music. And the album is called I Admit It. Or I Admit It. Yeah, it does not help. And the lyrics are so much worse.
Wait, hold on. Did they take did he actually admit it and they leaked it? Or did they just take his voice and they made a track out of it? Because that's going to happen, I guarantee it.
No, okay. So apparently this was from 2 days ago. And the story was that he had some of his master tracks stolen in February.
Okay.
And apparently these are some of the songs that were stolen, I guess.
Okay.
But yeah, because they were apparently swiped from an Illinois storage facility.
Okay.
Yeah. So apparently, an album got released called "I Admit." Don't look at the lyrics. Do not look at the lyrics.
Okay.
I was horrified. I'm like, dude, what the? Okay, so it was just like, it does not help him. It's just, I'm glad he's behind bars now. It just cements it in there.
Got it.
I just thought it was hilarious that I'd be like, oh, okay. So I was on Spotify. I was just like, okay, when did R. Kelly make new music? I thought he was in prison.
Right.
Yeah, nope.
Yeah, it says song by R. Kelly. I see it right here. I look at the lyrics. Because, when you say dough, I have to. Let's see. But did he actually... So I'm confused. Did he actually... See, I'm confused. Is this his song? Did they put a voice that sounds like him, like Weird Al Yankovic, right? He does that type of stuff. Or did they synthesize his voice to say these things, which he didn't do? Which actually the software's out there. Adobe almost, and then they stopped it because they said there's ethical things that you got to be careful of, because they can make you say anything on a recording. By the way, that's out there. They showed it. It's on YouTube. I showed it to a friend. He said, "What's the problem?" I said, "Well, the problem is you can make anyone admit in a way, because you could change the way they say things by typing it in. So I could be like, Jess loves the thing he hates, the most, which is zombies. To be like, I love zombies, I want to kiss them, and and he would have never said that based on what we do on the radio. They just take your voice and they synthesize it. So that's my question. Have you heard the track? Is it him, or is it like just cut down from things he said before?
No, no, no. It's him. Apparently, cops say a man named Keith Calbert called to report a theft, telling officers he oversees the Kelly property being stored in the warehouse. Calbert told police several hundreds of Kelly's recordings were missing, and he valued them in the millions of dollars. It's interesting. Cops say Calbert told them two roadies removed the masters from the warehouse 9 months prior and took them to California. Police say Calbert also told them he advised one of the roadies to bring back the recordings, but he told him he needed to pay $160,000 for his return. Police say Calbert showed them 10 empty shells he said he used to completely fool an estimated 300. Oh my God. So artists, they just literally just make up a bunch of music and don't put it out yet and just like wait for
they
it.
sit on it. They sit on it, and then they release it like a little bit. That's why I say if you're like a writer or like a lyricist, you like get with the right person that does a beat, and you could have income for years because you just license it, and then you make sure whoever they you know what I mean, like you can have based on one song that you did. Like that's why the Beatles are forever, like they're taken care of, you know what I mean.
Right.
Granted, they got really big around the world, but so if he is the artist, so basically he had a tell-all is what you're saying, and somebody released it without his permission.
Pretty much. I was not aware that someone could even do that, but apparently they did. That's pretty crazy.
So was he? Yeah, because he says a lot of things, including a lion in this. And I can see him saying, "Oh, it was just like a joke, like but maybe it was a way of him getting." I don't know. He says some things, including, "Wow." He talks about a kid underage. Okay, that makes sense. And then people like managers and like people.
The lyrics don't help. I'm like, even if like
they don't, man.
I don't think this is
long. This is like you talk about a movie of like Avatar. It's 3 hours. This is like a 8-minute track. What is this? Got 23 lawyers, 3 or 4 managers. What am I doing? Show me the way. Oh, I haven't heard this, by the way. That'd be horrible, like interpretation of the way he sings. But well, I don't know.
I think it's hilarious, but it's just like, first off, don't be rapping or singing about the bad things.
I gotta hear it. I don't listen to R. Kelly. I know someone who used to dance for him. I don't think she should say it anymore. She's gonna be like, I used to dance for R. Kelly, and I'm like, that's cool, awesome. And then I found out the stuff he did. Then I'm not gonna lie, I went on like I actually might have. I'm gonna deny right now, but I might have known someone who actually did more than dance, and she knew a lot more about R. Kelly. The moment I mentioned that to her, she's like, ugh. And I was like, what does that mean? And then my friend told me, do you know what R. Kelly like did to like young ones? And I go, no. And this was like probably 6 or 7 years ago. Because I'm like, no, it sounds like a cool name, R. Kelly. And I had no idea at the time, Jess, that he was like doing things. And it wasn't that big. But then it like, because I don't follow that. But I didn't know basically the woman that I was like, we went out a couple times, that she in essence knew a lot more, and I was just listening. I was like, okay. And then years later, like I find out, and then I'm like, but that person always says they dance with R. Kelly because it sounds cool, but in essence, and I don't think she ever got, like, thank God, I'm pretty sure she never got, she was just a dancer hired to dance like on stage with him. Does that make sense? But she wasn't like the singers that evidently he kind of did in, like, I don't think she ever went to his place, if that makes sense. She just danced for R. Kelly. But I should tell her, don't say that anymore, because now it sounds weird. Right, Jess? Or maybe he's still going to be a star when he gets out, because there's a lot of people that still say, innocent. Those are the fans. I'm not one of them. I just like the name, R. Kelly. I think the name is kind of cool. But what he did, not cool. You get?
Yeah, like I don't even think I can listen to his music anymore. Like, I feel bad. Like, not just about, like, these allegations were going, like, early in 2000s. They were making fun of him back then in early 2000s, and no one did nothing.
Well, they did something, but he if you look at like how he did it the Trump way. Okay, he basically put off with his attorneys, and he always had like a excuse. So they're like, okay, when can you make it for court? He's like, oh, I'm touring. Oh, I'm this or that. So he dragged it out a long time. Then I think he was hoping it would be forgotten, but it wasn't. Certain people were like, no, we're gonna make this right. So years later, when you go like, when was the first time they got in court? And then some believed it, some didn't. Then more came forward, more came forward. And then finally he showed up because he was always busy touring or like, I'm out of state or I'm out of the country. He really, like, you and I could not get away with that, Jess. A, we don't have enough money. And B, they'd be like, you show up or we're going to render judgment. But he really danced around it. And that's kind of what Trump does. He dances around all those court things that you hear about again. He'll probably be ready for president and still, like, be decided to go into court. But you know who shows up for him? The attorney. And the attorney just says, oh, he's busy touring. All right, when do you want to schedule that for? And they're very, like, lax about it. I'm like, do you see the victim over there? Like, the victim wants, you know what I mean? Anyway. Hey, you know what, Jess, by the way? I think this needs to be said. I don't know, but I'm going to say it. Since we're talking about abuse, right, which R. Kelly did. Do you know there's a statute of limitations typically, but a lot of people are going to sue?
No, I don't know.
Yeah. So let me just put it this way. If you have a case, get information. Okay, I'm going to bring this up. I don't know if this is right, but I'll go and go to this. How many years do you think you got till you can actually say anything about it?
To what, he can say something?
Yeah, like someone who was abused by a priest.
I don't know. Is this in the news?
Yeah, it's been. Yeah, a lot of attorneys are looking for people that have been. So I talked to an attorney this week on Friday or Saturday, I can't remember. And he said he has people that are actually going to court to honestly get money from the church. So I was like, oh wow. And he said, yeah, there's a new ruling that basically, and it makes sense because I saw an article on the church and basically they were like moving their money away, kind of like in another fund. And so in essence, they're kind of hiding it, I think. But certain people can actually go and report it because the statute of limitations, actually, I'm going to wait on that. I'm trying to look for what it says here. But you could go see if you have a suit is my point, which a lot of people are like, what? So if you can prove who and bring that up, you're going to see those. Here's an article right here. New lawsuits filed against the Roman Catholic Diocese of Portland, but they're all over. All right. So they're gonna, and they have a lot of money, by the way. But what are you going to say, Jess?
Okay. Is this about the Catholic Church and the huge amount of priests are? Yeah, I heard about that.
All of them, all those cases. All right, and I think there was a story about it, and it was like a release, and maybe even a documentary on this. How they move them around. They don't ever deal with it. They just move them around. So pedophile A goes to like Church C. Church C sends their priest, a good guy, over to like another area. Then they move another one over to another area, but they're still in a position of authority in a way as priest. So the kids, or and it's been long talked about, but now they're gonna have to pay. Here's one. It says cases are mounting, and this was just published days ago, against the Roman Catholic Diocese of Portland. But again, it's all over the place. So if you have a story like this, or if you know someone, cash in, man, make it right, financially at least for you. Which oversaw priests who are accused of sexually abusing children decades ago. Lawsuits filed by a parishioner at St. Joseph Church in Portland and two brothers who served as altar boys. That's it. I can never remember that. Altar boys. Alleged the diocese failed to keep children safe from clergy members who were known abusers. That's the problem. They knew it, and they just covered it up. News Center, Maine is not naming the alleged victims. It says here, the brothers accused the priest, Michael Plardy, if you know the name, file, of sexually abusing them in 1978. So some would say, Jess, that's a long time. Why now? That's why. Their mother reported the alleged incidents to the supervisor, Reverend Antonio Goslin, but family members never heard back from him about the reported abuse. Aha, even worse. So attorneys are saying, hey, do you have a case? Because we can go at them now. Because something got, like, lifted. And so now it's kind of like, you know how they do, like, big lawsuit, and then you're like, oh, I can get paid? You can't take away the abuse, and you can't take away the harm it did. But I say, get that money, man. You know how much money the Catholic Church has, Jess?
They have quite a bit. And, okay, so, yeah, okay. This story, the headline that I was looking at, which kind of was weird because I was looking at it this morning and you just happened to talk about it. It was about thousands of pedophile priests abused over 200,000 children in French Catholic Church.
Bingo! Ding, ding, ding,
Over
ding, ding.
like 50 years.
Yeah, you know how much they got to pay? That's why they moved their money. Whoever, like, there's an article about it where they moved, like, the Vatican moved the money from, like, certain places into, like, but they're still going to be sued, and they still have to pay, because guaranteed they have money. They can sell all their properties to still have money. They have that much money. Okay, so let me go back to this. Let's see. It says this. Bigot said this. 2 years before the abuse was reported at St. Hyacinth, that report failed to make it to parishioners, which would prevent the brothers' abuse. Pliard was permanently removed in 94. According to the lawsuit, the father of the brothers, now 84, okay, laments that if he had known the risk, he would never have allowed his sons to serve as altar boys. True. You know how many of those stories are around? It says, he explained this. Our client's father feels tremendous guilt about what happened, but it's not his fault or his children's fault. It's the diocese's fault. Another complaint comes from a former parishioner of St. Joseph's Parish. He accuses the priest named Raymond Lauzon of assaulting him when he was 12 years old. Yikes. Bigos represents 8 clients, and they're going to get paid, Jess. Everyone's going to get paid. The statute of limitations got released in a way that you now have a case, even though it was years ago. That's why all of them are resurrecting them. That's why in the next few months, you're going to hear a lot of these cases. Kind of like the R. Kelly thing, which finally got righted. A lot of these abused victims are going to get righted. Some are going to say, no, I don't want to do anything. But I say, collect, man. You know how much money they have? And they're responsible. Plus, you're going to, let's do this. You know how they make things right eventually, but they cover up along the way? When they have to pay, they finally make it right. And they say, you know what? No more. They should have said no more a long time ago, but there you go. All right, and there's going to be a lot of churches sued all of a sudden because this is not just a Catholic thing. This is an abuse thing. Let's see. So there you go. All right, so if you know someone who has done this, not going to lie, I said to the attorney, if you want to like be on our show, you can. But, you know, because he's going to make a lot of money. So I'm like, dude, advertise. So I don't know if he's going to advertise. But if you're an attorney or you know an attorney, we're willing to put that out there because, you know, but, you know, we got to pay the bills. So obviously, but you're going to make a lot of money and your client's going to make a lot of money. You just have to figure out who, and if you're someone who was abused, let me know and I'll hook you up with an attorney who could take care of you. Okay. But anyway, there you go. So you're going to collect, man, but you got to have a good attorney that knows, you know, especially if they've done it more than once. Oh, look, we have somebody who is an attorney watching. Rose, call me. I think we should hook up. I've been looking at her a long time. She's an attorney over there. You just happen to be watching at the right time. So, Rose, we got to hook up. What do you want to say, Jess?
No, I'm surprised that no parents have gone crazy and attacked the church themselves. I'll be honest. I would have done that myself.
Yeah.
I would have punished her.
Oh, well, it's huge. It's huge. And he said something about a ruling which made it possible, which before was not possible. And I remember hearing about it, but I wasn't sure about it. And then when I met him, he's like, yeah, it's a really big thing if you know anyone. I go, okay. But I'm like, dude, you know, you have to advertise. And I said, if you want your own show, we could do that. But he's like, well, how many listeners, who watches, this and that? I go, look, you just need the right person to pay attention to what you do, you know? And he only has like a few clients. So I'm like, okay. But I would go with someone who does it again, because they got a lot of money, man. And you might as well. It's payday. You know what? You need the money, get it. You're not going to win the lotto, but you kind of like, and then you set a precedent for the church to say, how dare you, you know what I mean? Because they just put you know what? They have so much money. You know where they put it, Jess?
I can make a bunch of accusations, but no, tell me.
Real estate. They are the most profitable.
That's what I'm going to say.
Nonprofit agency out there that has so much money. Yikes. Anybody who has covered up over an abuse like this, you're going to have to pay, man. Again, you have to prove it, and you have to have, like, certain information. You can't just be like, okay, I supposedly, you can't be that. You have to prove it. These people set a precedent because they reported it, and they know the guy, and then the guy was moved around, and they so a lot of that will be like, okay, how much? And at the rate that people are getting paid right now, did you see Alex Jones? He has to pay, like, I don't even think he has $1 billion, right? That's the thing he said about, the hook victims. So in essence, Jess, collect, man. You got abused, collect. And even if it's years later, and that was the problem. A lot of abuse victims, you know what they say, Jess? They say, oh, no, I don't want to talk about it anymore. I say, talk about it, man. That's payday. That could pay for a house. Especially right now. You know, with inflation at its highest, you might as well get paid. Why not, Jess?
Oh, my. Everyone should team up and be like, you know what? I don't want money. I want the Vatican.
I'm just saying, look, and some people are like, no, I'm Catholic. Yeah, but that guy, that's the worst Catholic. That is a Catholic that you say, If you're a priest and you're someone who tells people, Father, please forgive them. You're that guy? And people tell confession to you? No, not going to buy it. No. You're going to a other place. I say hedge your bet. And I don't think you hedged your bet on that, okay? I think, if anything, if you are a pedophile and you pedophile these kids who, honestly, when they grow up, they're not the same, okay? If you look at their lives were torn from them. They were like, basically, their youth was taken from them at a really early age. You talk to anybody who was abused by the church, okay? And they didn't get it right. And that guy went on. There are so many victims. Kind of like that story that you mentioned, that in one area, that person had a field day. And that's the worst kind. They say, oh, don't go, that guy. They're all Jesus this, Jesus that, Jesus this. But, dude, they're the worst kind. They're the kind that go, don't follow that guy. But secretly, they follow that guy in their head. They're the most, you know what I mean? It's just so wrong. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So, you might as well get paid. That's what I say. And then make the church pay for it because they covered it up for way too long. You know how many times, Jess? How many times, like Joan of Arc, for example, they christened her years later when she's already dead, when no one could sue. You know what I mean? Like, they have done so, you know what? So there was so much history there, and they apologized years later. But make them apologize now while you're alive, not while you're, you know what I mean? You might as well not die of COVID. You could pay for your hospital bill and or your friend's hospital bill, or you can buy real estate. Why not? They do. Why not? Make it right. They have so much money, Jess. So much. Like, they're in the, I would say, if somebody were to guess, they're not in the billions. I wonder how much they're worth financially. Does anybody know?
You know what? Who knows how much? No, that's just plus what they're willing to show. Who knows what they have hidden underneath the Vatican itself?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. And they have so much power, right? The finances. Okay, let's see. All right, well, that's not a lot. I think they have more, though. I think this is liquid. It says here, according to this article in 2022, May 24th, okay? It says the Catholic Church is estimated to be worth about $30 billion. And then it says the Vatican's wealth. Bankers suggest it's at $10 to $15 billion. Okay, that's not what I thought it was. I would say it's $1.3 trillion. Okay, and it's in real estate. I guarantee they didn't do the math, and it's way more. Way more. Yeah, here it is. Vatican releases figures, promises transparency. Yeah, because they've been... I'm telling you, the attorneys right now are like, yeah, you're done. So there you go. Yeah, they're going to dry up. They're drying up as we speak. So there you go. There it is, Jess. There it is. That's happening as we speak. Let's see, Eugenia. She says, let's see. Yep, abuse earth-wide. Yes, Rose, you got to reach out. I'm going to reach out to you after the show because we need to hook up. I've seen you speak at an event, at the lead event at Cal State San Bernardino, and I was like, we need to work together. I saw your billboard over there on the 10 freeway. I was like, oh my God, that's awesome. But we need to hook up. All right, people, we're going to take a huge break. Actually, we're going to take a 30... We got to pay the bill, man. So we're going to take a little break. We'll be right back right after this.
We're in the studio with Fred Penny, managing attorney with Penny and Associates Injury Lawyers. Fred, tell us what makes you the #1 choice for handling personal injury cases.
Most of our firm is made up of former insurance company trial lawyers with extensive experience handling all types of personal injury matters. We believe that gives us a distinct advantage.
That's Penny and Associates Injury Lawyers with locations throughout California. For a free consultation, go to pennyandassociates.com or call 1-800-616-4LAW. That's 1-800-616-4LAW.
Mattress Brothers Overstock Mattress Sale. Just $3.99 for a foam encased queen pillow top set. $3.99. Check out Mattress Brothers $3.99 Overstock Sale. Mattress Brothers at 120 West Redlands Boulevard in Redlands. The $3.99 Overstock Sale is on now. $3.99 for a foam encased queen pillow top set. Mattress Brothers also has locations in Hammett, Riverside, and Palm Desert. The $3.99 queen pillow top sale on now.
Take KMET 1490 AM with you everywhere you go by downloading our free smartphone apps found on the KMET website, KMET1490am.com. You can also go to the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store on your phone to download the free app. Now you can listen live or play any of your favorite programmers' podcasts using your smartphone. Go to KMET1490am.com and download your free phone app today.
Here's to your health with Joshua Lane. Ideas you can use to be healthy and stay healthy. The current thinking about beauty, fitness, and longevity. Every Tuesday and Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. Wellness talk you can use. Here's to your health with Joshua Lane on KMET, naturally.
That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. We talk a lot. Jess, I know we got to go. Before we go, what should they do this week?
Yes, watch Avatar because it apparently needs all your money. It needs $2 billion.
It needs some money, man. So if you need money, go sue the church. That's all I got to say. All right, people, make it a great day. Whatever you do, remember, life is worth living. Live it well. Bye, everyone. All right, I'm still here. I have to say this really quick before we go, because I know we don't have enough time. Just sue, okay? And I'm going to say this, okay? To the people that have been a victim, and maybe you don't like to use that word because you're like, no, I let it go a long time ago. I say this, stop letting it go and just say, you know what? I'm going to make it right. Because if you let it go, and let's say everyone suddenly says, I'm going to do the right thing, I'm going to forgive them, okay? Because I know a lot of people have to, like, heal through that. It's right if you let that kind of, but it's not right that they keep doing it, okay? And if they don't get called out 100%, they're going to allow it again. The church is so big around the world. I guarantee they have more money than what they're saying. There's no transparency because they're so sectioned. One church doesn't know what the other church is doing. They have like a basic, but the money funds so much. And no, abusing a kid who was a altar boy, who tried to do it the right way, right? Whether the parent knew or not, was baptized in that church and, says, okay, God, thank you. But they end up hating God eventually because they go, why would God allow this? All right. They may not say it. All right. Some of you are even still in the church, but you got to make it right. Okay. A lot of people are making it right. Now, some, they lose faith. Okay. And I say, I get it. All right. But make it right. Okay. And the way you make it right is you make them pay. There's a good, what's it called? It's what Travolta, Civil something. And he's like, they will not figure it out. Oh, that's right. Because they did something chemically and a bunch of people died from cancer. Okay. It's with Travolta. I can't remember the name of it. Anyway, the point is, they do not pay attention until you make them bleed. And you got to make them bleed. Financially. That's it. You don't go hurt them. I know there's stories like that happen. But you basically make them pay. So if you're an attorney and okay, by the way, I'm looking for bankruptcy attorneys and other attorneys that do biz, okay? And if you're bilingual, even better. Rose, if you're watching, please call me. But everyone else, just remember, just make it right, okay? That's how you make it right. You say, attorney, I don't really want to go out with this, but I have a case. Or, attorney, I don't know if I have a case. This is what happened to me. And don't feel that whole, like, thing, you know, where I don't want to profit from this. You got to make it right, okay? And you make it right for the rest of the kids out there, you know, that go to church, right? They don't know, right? They're as young as what? I don't know, whatever age. That's wrong. And they just shuffle these priests around. I remember watching a documentary on this, and I go, what? Because there was a huge expose. I think it was like a newspaper article or something. I forget who's in it. And it was this huge thing about the church. Well, they try to cover that up, right? And they threaten and whatever. I'm like, man, you guys, seriously, you're the worst type of evil. You represent God, but you profit like the worst of them. You know what I mean? You collect the money and you just profit. You store it and you do nothing with it, really. I mean, other than abuse or cover up. Now, granted, I'm not saying that the church itself abuses victims. Obviously, right? I'm just saying certain people that are in authority position were not removed from authority. They should always be removed from authority. Always. Okay? And I get it. This is whole church state thing, blah, blah, blah. Like, if you confess to murdering someone to a, you know, you technically are protected, right? But on being a pedophile, abusing a kid, a child, a little boy, maybe a little girl, come on. How is that right? How is that God thing? That's not God thing. You know what God would say? God would say, I don't think so. When you die, I got you. All right? And you're not going to be happy about it. That's what he would say. They'd be like, no, I didn't do that. God knows everything. All right. Anyway, so make it right while you can, while you're alive. All right? Don't wait till that day. All right, people, make it a great day, whatever you do. Remember, life is worth living. Live it well. Bye, everyone.